Hi, Ron Jones from the Lean Berets. I've got some great news today, and maybe some of the most exciting news that has come out of the fitness industry in a long time for me personally, and that is the release of some 3/4 pound Indian clubs. Now that might not sound like a big deal to you because the 1 pound clubs are out there already. The company that I use a lot for the smaller clubs is Revolution Clubs in Texas, and these clubs are all handmade in the USA. It's a family owned business. This is an example of their 2-tone 1 pound club, and their brand new 3/4 pound club is here next to it. Now, here's the issue. If you look back in the history of fitness like we do at the Lean Berets, when they were teaching children in the 1800s and early 1900s how to use an Indian club properly, they were about 1/2 pound to 3/4 pound. So there just is not enough interest to warrant making a 1/2 pound club today for a company that's trying to sell enough product to stay in business. But after a couple of years of talking to them in Texas at Revolution Clubs, they decided to roll the dice and make some 3/4 pound clubs. So what I'm advocating here is if you have children and you're concerned about posture and you want to improve both the posture of your children and also the neurological function in terms of how their brain integrates with their body and moving from the right to the left hemisphere and all these wonderful things that can go on with Indian club use, including hand agility and wrist mobility, and I mean there's just so many benefits. You have to have the right tool to put in the children's hands. It's been very frustrating at the Lean Berets to learn all these wonderful benefits of Indian clubs the last 10 years or so, but yet children can't engage because when you put a 1 pound club in the hands of a child that is maybe 8 or 9 years old, even though it's only a pound, it doesn't sound like a lot for an adult, but that's a huge amount of load in terms of physics for a child because you've got a very long lever here held out a long way from that shoulder joint. So just dropping this down a 1/4 pound and also taking that lever length and shortening that changes the physics and the action of this club completely. We actually helped them with the design of it. We had some historic clubs in our archive collection, and we looked at some drawings, and this is very, very, very close to how some of the older clubs were designed. So we really hope that you give this a chance, and we'd like people, if you're into clubs at all or interested, pick up a set of these 3/4 pound clubs and let them know that you appreciate them making that effort, because they really did roll the dice here and they went out on the edge a little bit for our kids, and we want to support that. Okay, so they also work better potentially for adults that have some shoulder issues, because I've had clients over the years that could not engage with a 1 pound club. The repetitions required to learn even in a basic pattern in an introductory class, they couldn't handle the weight because of whatever was going on. So while we're talking about these for kids today, I actually think this is going to be a very good choice for some of the people that are struggling a little bit with shoulder strength and mobility. And to be honest with you, after 10 years in corporate wellness, most of the people out there have some shoulder issues. Okay, so Indian clubs are a great way to take care of it, but you have to have one light enough and short enough to be able to work for that person. So again, special thanks to Revolution Clubs in Texas, 3/4 pound Indian club. They just hit the market. Go out and get a pair and let them know that you really appreciate their efforts. Let's support them. Thank you.